Hey friends, it's Quenby, the Grateful Queen here on YouTube. Happy Friday! Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here joining us for another Reseller Community Night live at 5. Every Friday on the channel at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I do a live video and resellers from all over the country get together. I just got a notification on my screen that I'm live. So resellers from all around the country get together and we talk about what's happening in the world of reselling. How is our week in reselling? It's a very, very welcoming, encouraging group of resellers. So be sure in the live chat or in the comment section of the video to introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where you sell, where do you live in the country, what platforms are you on, how long have you been selling, so that you can build your network of resellers and make more reselling friends. We have an amazing group of resellers that show up each and every week. If you're here for some reason and you're new, I'm glad you found us. I'm Quenby. I've been reselling part-time for over 10 years on eBay. I also sell on Poshmark and I sell to Thredup and I sell digital products on Etsy. I'm mostly a thrifted fashion reseller, but I've sold a little bit of everything over the years. I see some friends starting to come in. I'm so happy to see you. The format of this video is I usually start us off talking for a few minutes while people get the notification that we're live, and then I turn to the chat. So any questions you have, any concerns, challenges about reselling, feel free to put that in the chat. There are people in the chat that will be happy to help you answer any questions. Or if you have something that's going really well for you, maybe you scored some amazing inventory this week, or you had a great thrifting trip, or your sales are excellent, we're happy to share in that excitement with you. I'm going to start us off just chatting for a few minutes about my title and thumbnail, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments as usual. I'm going to talk a little bit about sourcing, buying inventory for your reselling business on Whatnot. If anyone does not know what Whatnot is, leave it in the chat or the comments and someone will be happy to explain. But in short, it is a new, very hot, fastly growing platform where resellers are selling live auctions. And I have been dragging my feet, friends. So many of you have messaged me and said, hey, are you on Whatnot? Hey, you should get on Whatnot. And I'm like, I don't know, live selling platform. I don't think I need it. I kind of drag my feet. And now I've spent the last week and a half on there attending auctions as a buyer, and I'm totally obsessed. Let me know your thoughts about this in the chat. I don't think it's just me. I'm watching live auctions like crazy. It is so fun. It's so exciting that everything's in real time. Do I think that there is an opportunity for resellers to shop and source for the reselling business on Whatnot? Yes, I do. I think there's a lot of opportunity on there. I have been sourcing on Whatnot all week. So I want to give you a few tips and things that I've learned in the process, because there are some things to be cautious of, but there's a lot of opportunity to get great deals over on Whatnot, because a lot of people start their auctions very low at like $1 or $3. And if you end up in the right auction, you can get some really great stuff very inexpensively. I do think you have to be careful, because that auction mentality kind of makes you want to bid up and maybe spend a little bit more than you had intended. But all in all, I think there's a lot of great opportunity there. So let me say hi to some friends, and then I've got some tips that I want to share with you in case you decide to go over to Whatnot and consider buying stuff. It could be for you. That's fantastic. It's definitely great deals if it's for you. But for reselling, you want to keep your cost of goods relatively low. So I think it could be especially good if you're one of these people who lives somewhere where you don't find good brands and it's hard for you to get good items out thrifting. This could be definitely an opportunity for you. So I'm going to share my tips and tricks with you, and I'm going to say hi to some friends first. And I want to hear from you. Are you on Whatnot as a buyer or seller? What do you think of it? Are you dragging your feet like I was? Were you on it right away? Give me your thoughts. In the #1 spot tonight, we have my friend Cynthia at Thrift Hauls. I'm really trying to list all my bin stuff so I can get back to the bins. I was actually thinking if I become a Whatnot seller live, a really great way to do it would be get everything from the bin super cheap, so then you could start your auction super low. I'm already thinking. Zoe Chad is with us saying, ready for Friday Live post-COVID. How are you doing? How has it been and how is your recovery going? One Busy Mama to You is with us. Hello, Quemby and everyone. Hope you are all having a great Friday. It's Friday, and it's especially great for me because I'm going away for the week to the coast with probably very little cell service. I put my stores and everything on vacation. I'm not doing anything. I'm totally going to unplug. Deborah Anderson, happy Friday, friends. Happy to celebrate a productive day in my little reseller world. What'd you do to be productive? Good for you. Barbara Phillips says, happy Friday. I hope everyone is doing well. Babette Sabol is here. Happy Friday, everyone. Always great to see you. And my local friend, Castell's Posh Closet, saying hello, all. The Lazy Reseller, happy hot Friday. I know. That's our friend, Barbara Babash. She changed her username, in case you weren't here last week. We've been going through a crazy heat wave. I'm in Northern California, and it's been like 190, 90s or 100, so it's been super hot here too. Megan Eco-Friendly Saver is with us in the chat saying happy Friday, guys. And Misty McIntyre, hello all, happy Friday. Andrea's Accents, hey friends, hello from Denver. Make sure you're following her on Instagram. She's been posting some really great stuff that she has bought for reselling, so that's always fun to see what other people find in their area. Hi, Marie S. Cheers, everyone from LA. Renew Dawn is with us. Hi, Quenby and friends. Happy Friday. And another Barbara. So many great Barbaras. Barbara's here saying hello, everyone. Too young, too bold. Love it. Hi, all. Thumbs up, y'all. So many great friends. I'm so happy that you are all here. Madison Sylvester. Hi, everyone. I'm new to reselling, about 2 to 3 months. I've been watching Quemby's videos for about a month. Excited to join on my first live. Fantastic. So everyone say hi to Madison. Madison, tell us just a little bit more about you. Where do you live in the country? What do you sell? What made you start reselling? Are you part-time or full-time? Welcome. We're really happy to have you here. Liv Style Rewind. Hi there, Liv from Michigan. I sell on eBay and Posh, but want to start Depop soon. Fantastic. Are you using a cross-listing software like Vendu? Oopsie, Jumpy in the chat. I know I saw my friend Leslie. Oh, so many great friends. I'm so happy you're here. Here's Leslie at A Reseller's Passion. Happy Friday, Quemby and friends. Definitely want to be following her on all platforms. Raquel Swartz is with us. Hello, Quemby and friends. Great to see you, Raquel. How are things going? Okay, I'm just going to go down and say hi. So if I'm skipping your comment, it's because I just want to welcome everybody into the chat, and then we'll get into more of the content. Bora Jen, hey, you've been able to show up more lately to the live. I'm so grateful. Hey, your girl has the Rona. This sucks. Oh, no. And Zoe had it last week. I'm so sorry. How are you doing? I know it's different for everybody. Timeless Jewel by Deborah is here saying hello at the Grateful Queen and all the chat. So many great friends. I'm so glad you guys are here. Oh, Babe's here, aka Petey. Hi, all. Happy Friday, Q. Nice top and hair. I'll be at work till the live is done. Oh, it's going to be a late night for Petey at the office. He's got what I call a real job. Not that my job is not a real job. It's just not a 9-to-5 office kind of thing. Okay. If I didn't get a chance to say hi, please make sure to leave a comment because the chat might have flown by and I might have missed it, and I want to welcome you in. And I do want to continue on with the Whatnot talk just for this beginning part of the show, and then we'll see what else is up. Kim's here. She's Cordy Plop. Hello from Monument, Colorado. Colorado, one of my favorite states. Okay, Kelwell E. Welcome. I've never experienced Whatnot, but I'm very interested now and want to check it out as a buyer. That's what I'm doing. So right now I'm a buyer. I didn't think I was going to be interested at all, to be honest. I was like, But then it just kept coming up. I kept hearing about it. So I went on, I created an account, and I watched some of the auctions, and I was like, whoa, this is really interesting. So now I notice I'm watching, instead of watching YouTube in the background, I'm on Whatnot, just watching the auctions. I've got to be careful. Here's another little be kind of careful as a reseller, because you could shop all day. You could go from auction to auction and you'll find great stuff on Whatnot and great deals, and it's super fun. And you might see people you know from YouTube or Instagram or Poshmark or something in the chat, and that's really fun. But I can't just be shopping all the time. So it has a little bit of an addictive quality. Let me know if it's just me, but I feel like I've seen some other posts about this lately, but it has a little bit of an addictive quality. It's like you could constantly be shopping and the deals are really good over there. So it's like, oh, I should buy that. So you might have to be disciplined. And I suggest, here's a little tip, before you start buying, maybe go watch a few auctions and say, I'm not going to buy until I get a little handle on this, because not all auctions are equal. Not all sellers on there are equal. So you want to see kind of like where you're going to get the best deals, who sells stuff that you like. So let yourself learn a little bit, I would say, before you just go on there, go crazy shopping, which I could see would totally happen. So let me see if anyone else popped in, and then I'll go into my list a little bit. Here's JenSing89. Hello, my name is Jenna. I'm an LMFT and reseller down in San Diego. First time tuning in live. Fantastic. I'm an LMFT and a reseller in California. So you and I are like twinning. I have another channel about mental health called The Grateful Therapist if you're interested in mental health content with me, which I think we could all use a little mental health content. Live Style Rewind. Did I say hi? I just want to make sure I did. I think I did. So we're all here. So let me see what else is going on here. Too Young, Too Bold says, Whatnot is fun to watch, but if I'm shopping, I want to go somewhere to search for my size and buy it then, not wait until it's up for auction. That's a good point. So if you're just shopping for yourself on Whatnot, and it's like, you're only a size medium or something, but I'm a reseller, so I can buy anything, any size, and make money on it. So I'm not just looking for my size. So there's two different ways. You can shop on there for great things for yourself, but if you're a reseller and you're also looking for inventory, that's a great place to shop too. Here's a couple of my tips, and I'll see what you guys think. This is what I've learned. Number one, if you're there because you want great deals, you want some of these $1, $3 items, I would say to look for smaller auctions with smaller sellers. So there are a lot of the biggest influencers in our community are selling over there. And when they have an auction, there is 200, 300 people in the chat, in the auction. And that means there's so much competition. There's so many people bidding on the same Rolling Stones t-shirt for sale. So it's very unlikely that you're going to get an item for $2, $3, which is kind of like one of the allures of Whatnot. You can get stuff really cheap. So I watch the live auctions with the big influencers because I want to see how they do it. I want to see how it goes. I want to learn, and it's fun. And there's lots of people in the chat, but I'm not buying from the biggest influencers who have these huge auctions because you're not going to get the deals there. You might get awesome stuff because they have good brands or whatever. You might get something for yourself, but for reselling, if you're sourcing inventory for your reselling business, find the smaller sales. Look and see whose sale has 15 people in it only, and then there's much less competition. So those are the ones where I've got good deals. I've not got any good deals on any of these big hot shows. Let me know if it's been different for you. Hi, Julie Gardner. Hello, ladies. I love your video with Kelly today. Oh, I love my video with Kelly, you guys. I did a collaboration video. It came out on YouTube this week. I sent her a box of plus size because that's what she wanted, and she sent me a box of boho stuff. Fantastic stuff. If you like boho style, check out that video. And I'll do anything with Kelly Schaffner because I'm just such a fan. Rhonda Creek says, I agree. Whatnot can definitely be addictive. Okay, so that was my first tip. If you're looking for the deals, go to the smaller auctions. My second tip, which some of you may already be aware of, is to bundle. So I don't want to go to an auction and buy one item, because if I go to a Whatnot auction and I buy one pair of Levi's wedgie jeans, I pay the full shipping cost, which is probably going to be like $6. Each seller sets their own shipping cost. If I get another item, the shipping is only going to be like $250 on that item. If I get another item, $250. This is brilliant on the part of Whatnot. And if you want to sell over there, it's brilliant because it gets me to stay in an auction like the whole time and get as many items as I can. Because any additional items, it's only like $2 more for shipping. So it keeps the buyers there. Like, I want to stay in the whole auction and get as many items as I can to combine the shipping. So I would not suggest just flitting around, buying one thing from one Whatnot auction, then buying another thing from a totally separate auction. No. If you're buying and you want to be smart because you're sourcing for reselling, stay in the same auction so that you can bundle and do combined shipping, and then you're going to get the very best deal. Castell's Posh Closet says, great tips for Whatnot, Quemby. Oh, Barbara Phillips has a tip. I have learned which sellers on Whatnot have better items. I have chosen a few that I watch now. I've been able to get some brands that I can't find in my area. That's brilliant. There is a way on Whatnot to you can follow a seller that you like, and you can bookmark just by clicking on their little auction. If there's an auction you want to go to again, I think that's really smart advice. I would add that to the tips. If you find a seller and you like their stuff and you like their style and you like their prices, go to them again. I think that's a really good idea. Oh, cool. If you're just joining, I'm going through my tips of what I've learned about sourcing for reselling business on Whatnot. Shelly Sue. Hi, everyone. First time tuning in. Part-timer in South Florida. Working on refining my sourcing and moving out what I already have, LOL. Thanks for being one of my virtual mentors. Best personality. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that feedback. Oh, Bora Bora Jen. So one of the other things I think that makes Whatnot so addictive and so fun for all of us is giveaways. Whatnot really wants you to do giveaways, and it makes it like super fun. So Bora Bora Jen says, big influencer also does giveaways, and that makes it fun too. Exactly. But everybody I've been at has done a giveaway of some sort. I went to a small auction. There was maybe like 16 people in the chat. I bought the most at that auction because I was bundling and there wasn't a lot of competition. So I got a lot of things for like $3. And she had a giveaway. It was like little makeup bags, and she had some goodies, like some surprises in each one. And if you spent more than $15 on an item, you'd get one of these little bags. She ran out of the bags pretty quick, but I got one, and that made it really, really fun. Let me know, are you considering becoming a seller on Whatnot? That's my tip. That'll be the next tip. I don't know if it's on my tip list. Let me check. Oh, yeah, number 4. If you think that you even ever might want to sell on Whatnot, I suggest applying to be a seller now, today. I dragged my feet because I didn't think it was something I was going to be interested in. And I could have applied in the early days when it might not have been as competitive. And I only just applied yesterday or the day before or something. And my understanding is that for most normal people that don't have a big, huge following, it can take months. I know that some people are saying it was really fast for them. A lot of those people have big social media followings on Instagram or YouTube or something. I'll let you know the whole process for me and how long it takes, but I wish I had done it. So even if you don't think you're going to sell over there, I'd say go over there and apply anyway, because you might be like me, like learn from me. I sat on it and thought, I'm not going to do it. I'm not sure, but now I kind of want to sell on there. So I wish I had done it sooner. What do you guys think about that? Oh, let's talk about that. Shelly Sue said, I would love to sell on Whatnot. I'd say apply today because it could take a long time. Jen Jen Sing 89 says, I'm considering, but I'm afraid I won't be able to turn a profit. I think that is a very valid concern. I think we all have to be mindful of that because, most people are starting auctions at $1 or $3 or something, and shipping, that is not enough money to make. I think people that are making really good money are people that have a big audience. Not everybody. Like I've been in auctions with smaller sellers and they're selling stuff, but I don't know like what they paid for cost of goods. Did they get it from the bins for $1 and they're selling it for $3 or $4? So they're still making some profit. The other thing that I notice is like, maybe they're selling a lot of things for $2, $3, $4, $5, but then at least a handful of items do get bid up. And some of the stuff I'm surprised, like, oh my God, you paid $50 for that Anthropologie top. I don't think I could have got that on eBay or Poshmark for that top. So I think it's something to be aware of and to figure out a strategy. Can you afford to sell on there and sell things really cheap? A lot of people are doing quantity too. So that's a very valid point. And I'm thinking about it too. Oh, Camille, creative thrift. Oh my God, I'm having a moment. Creative thrift flip. I love that. I've been selling there for a month now and it's been really awesome. Now I have to find time to list on my other platforms. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like you get all into Whatnot and it's like, oh wait, I haven't been, your time has to be taken away from somewhere, right? Like if you're spending more time on Whatnot, because I think it is labor intensive. So Camille, if you're still here, what would you say to this kind of concern some of us have? Like, can you actually make a profit? Are you making profits? Is it working out? Where are the profits coming from? Why is it working for you? Like, why is it awesome for you? I think it would be great for me for stuff that like I'd normally send a Thredup that I get in mystery boxes that I don't really want to mess with, but I could sell it for $1 or $2 on Whatnot instead of sending it to Thredup. But my understanding from talking to people and watching videos and stuff is it's extremely labor intensive because you have to set up all of your inventory ready to go. And then when you sell it, you have a lot of shipping. So one busy mama to you says, you would be great on Whatnot, super vibrant personality to keep it fun and interesting. I don't know, we'll see. I have heard people say it's pretty exhausting. Oh, James jumped in, the Antique Boutique. James, we're talking about Whatnot, whether it makes sense to sell over there, if people are buying inventory there. I've gone through my tips. So I talked about bundling, right? Because that's a way to get a lot of stuff and you only have to pay shipping for the first item and then the other items are just like $2.50. So if you're gonna shop on there, I do not recommend buying like one item from one seller unless it's just for you. But if you're doing it for your reselling business, stay in the auction, find a smaller seller and buy a bunch of stuff and apply now. The other tip I want to share with you, and then we can talk about this more because people are interested, or we can, if someone has another topic they want to make sure we get to tonight or something else on their mind, make sure to put it in the chat. The other tip that I have when I'm on Whatnot and I'm there to source for my reselling business is I open another couple of tabs. I'm doing it on my computer and my phone because you can only enter the giveaways from your phone, I think. I have another tab open for eBay and Poshmark so I can check comps. So like the other day I was in this auction and this woman had this dress and it looked really cool. It's like a long maxi patchwork dress. And I'm like, she said, oh, this brand is really popular with influencers and stuff. You can sell this for a lot. Now, everybody seems to say that in the auction. They'll be like, oh, comps look good. Oh, these sell for a lot. But go and check it out yourself. That's my other tip is have your other tabs open if it's a brand you're not familiar with so that you can check comps because that is a smart way to bid. Like, don't just bid because you like the item or you think it's cool. Like, do your research. And you only have 30 seconds because they put the item up and then it's like 30 seconds. You know, it goes real quick, but I have the tab open. So this woman had that dress and I was like, I've never heard of it. So I look it up. I forget the brand. It was like Vici or something, Vici. And I looked it up, and these dresses are selling for like $50 consistently. And she started the action at $4. It did get bid up. I think I got it for $12 or $13, which is still kind of a lot, but I'm willing to buy it for that because I had combined shipping and because I know I could sell it for $50. So, James says, I think Whatnot can be a terrific source of inventory. What's your experience? Are you shopping on there? I totally agree. I plan on using it, but the only word of caution I have, you guys, is be mindful, because you can get caught up in the bidding and caught up in bundling and then overspend. Because I looked at I really like, because they send you an email right away about your purchase. They send you an email right away when the person ships it, and they tend to ship like the next day, which is awesome. But it adds up, because you have the cost of the item, and then on every item, even if you're bundling, there's a shipping cost, and then there's tax. So when all was said and done, I'm like, wow, I'm spending I got in one auction 3 items, and it still came to $41.35. And I'm like, how did I spend that much? Oh, because tax and shipping on each item, it does add up. Now, I did get a Lululemon infinity scarf for $4. So it was awesome. Leslie out of Reseller's Passion says, I think if someone wants to try Whatnot to sell, go for it. This may be an opportunity for you to grow a new community. I agree. And I'd say, again, my tip is just sign up. You can always decide, just apply to resell. It takes a sec. It took me like 5 minutes. And it's like, you can always decide you don't want to, or you're not going to go through with an auction. But you can't go the other way. If you suddenly decide, hey, I actually think this would be good for me for various reasons, it might take months. So it takes like 5 minutes. Oh, let's hear from Camille, because she's been selling on there for a month. Yes, I'm making profits. I'm selling jewelry. Think mixing up vintage and costume with the sterling and stones. Also, how you run your shows, something buyer's choice, and selling fun lots. She also says, it's like building a store and following, similar to building on my platform. Keep ratings high, encourage following, ship on time, and follow and watch other sellers' shows. Really great tips right there from Camille, who's been selling about a month over there. I have like 10 followers, and I'm not even selling. I think people just saw me in a chat. So I have to figure out how to follow people that aren't. I know how to follow somebody if it's their auction, or to follow them because they're selling, but I don't know how to follow other buyers. I'll look into that. But yeah, I've met people in the chats, and a lot of people have said, oh, I know you from YouTube. So it's super, super fun. Super fun. Hey, Goddess Threads. Better late than never. Hi, y'all. I was in a Whatnot auction where you won something, right? Like yesterday. That was you, right? I was in some auction, and then I saw Goddess Threads won, and I left a comment, but I think that might have been one of the bigger influencers, because I was like, those chats go so fast. I think it's really cool to learn by watching some of the big, like the influencers who have 300 people there, and they've really got it dialed in. It's a lot to manage, and I think they're doing a great job, and I like to watch, but I'm not buying a lot there because it's just too expensive. But it's good to watch and learn. Oh, it wasn't you? There's somebody else. You should look. I don't know if you're on Whatnot, but there's someone else on Whatnot with Goddess Threads is their name. Because I said, oh my gosh, Goddess Threads, you won. So that's funny. That wasn't you. Leslie at A Reseller's Passion says, I'm not selling on Whatnot. I was approved, but live selling is very tiring. Well worth it for someone who wants to liquidate. That's a really good point. And I remember you telling me that, Leslie, before, because Leslie's been doing live sales on Instagram. She was one of the first people that I ever saw really doing that. And it was a lot of work. You could just tell, having everything set up, like your rack set up and having information about the items. Some people have measurements. I imagine if you're running an auction with like 50 items, I imagine it takes you a day to set it all up, and then you have to put it all on there, and then you have to ship all the next day tons. I think it is a lot of work. So I think it is good if you have some kind of reason for doing it. Like liquidating, like Leslie says, like if you have a death pile, if you have stuff you no longer want to sell, if you have stuff you cannot sell and you don't know the heck why, and you just put, that would be a great, or if you're a bin shopper and you get stuff really cheap, that would make a lot of sense. I think some of the bigger influencers that have hundreds of people on their auctions, they're making real money because there's enough people in the auction to get the stuff bid up. So they're getting, $25 for the t-shirt that they want. But I have not seen people achieving that most of the time if you're like a smaller seller. So let's see what else, see if I didn't miss anything here, because there might have been some comments. Shelly Sue. I have 16 pairs of shoes literally staring me in the face on my dining room table right now that I'm working on listing, and I would love to sell them on Whatnot instead. I think I'll apply tonight. I think it might take months to get approved for most people. So I think if you're even thinking about it, just apply. I did, I don't know who it was. I watched so much content, you guys. I don't know where I saw it, but someone was giving some suggestions for applying on Whatnot, because it's just a really quick application process on their website, but then you do have the option to email them more information. So I sent them an additional email. I applied, and then I sent an additional email and just gave them like my YouTube channel name and how many subscribers I have and my eBay store, just so they have a little bit more information to go on. And I heard that that's a good thing to do. I don't know, but Rhonda Creek said, I'm really considering it, but it would take me out of my comfort zone, not used to being in front of the camera. Have you been over there to just watch? I like I said, I kind of have some regret that I slept on it for so long. I could have gone on sooner, but it is what it is. But Rhonda, I think if you went over there and you watch some of the auctions, it might help you feel better, because there's all kinds of people doing auctions. There's every age group, every demographic. There's people that are super busy and loud and doing giveaways and get their music and they're rocking out and it's like a little party. Then there's some like middle-aged women like me. Just some of them have strong accents and not much personality at all, in my opinion. That's not a judgmental thing. It's just like they're kind of a little bit more, mellow. They just hold up their thing. There's all different types, and I like them all. I just love watching everybody for a little while. So it might like reduce some of that anxiety you have about selling on Whatnot, because that's the other thing I love about it, to be honest, you guys. It's like a little window into people's world. Some people are just doing it in their room. Their dog walks in. You can see their mess a little bit in the background, or they'll go off the camera for a little while to go get something, and you're like looking in their living room, like it's just like so real. I know some people are doing it super professional in their office, but there's a lot of just regular people selling on there, and you see everything. And there's something I like about that I really like. Yeah, Bora Bora Jen. Man, can you imagine the next day shipping of packages? I've heard people say it takes all day. Like some of these people are doing big auctions. And if you're selling stuff for $1 or $2 in the auctions on Whatnot that I'm in, most people sell everything or close to everything. And then if they don't sell it, they might, at the end, if there's still people hanging out in the chat, they might run those auctions again. And they're selling the stuff. You sell it cheap enough, people are going to buy it. And people are selling Target brand, Walmart brand. Some people are selling high-end stuff. It is a total mix. You can find your niche. You know what I'm saying? You can find your place. There's my mom. Barbara Kemmler's in the house. Say hi to my mom. Grateful Babette. You people are amazing. So many venues. So much multitasking. Don't know how you do it. I don't even have a toaster. I admire you guys. Grateful Babette. Yeah. You're in a room full of entrepreneurs. My mom is an artist. Many of us are creatives and artists. I think we all are creative. But it's a very different, like, it's a very different kind of energy. You're in the entrepreneur land, Mom. Let me see what else. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything up here because there was a lot going on. And then I'll go back down to where we were. Okay, just doing a little checky check. Oh, Julie Gardner. Hello, ladies. I love your video. Oh, I saw this one with Kelly today. Thank you. Just want to make sure I said hi. Okay, all right. I think we're pretty good. Renew Dawn says, Whatnot sounds dangerous. I'll check it out, but we'll have to put a timer on myself so I don't get stuck there. You know what? Yes, like, honestly, I've had to turn it off. Like, I've had to be like, okay, because it's very difficult for me. I don't know if it is for you, but it's very difficult to watch and not buy stuff. Like, I can watch and just be hanging out, but you see something and it's like, oh my God, I know I could sell that for $30 and I might get it from you right now for $6 total. So I think you do. I think that's a really good idea to maybe you might have to put some limits on Whatnot, or some limits. Maybe you have a reselling budget of how much you can spend on inventory, or because I bought so much stuff. Now, granted, I bought some stuff for myself too. I got that Lululemon infinity scarf for myself. I got myself a couple dresses. So that's cool. But it's shopping. So unless you're selling on there too, you have to limit your shopping, right? So that's just is what it is. I think I'm going to have to be a little bit disciplined, because I can watch as much YouTube in the background while I'm listing and working as I want. I'm not buying anything. I'm just learning and hanging out with people. But this is really a buying app. Is anyone able to just like watch and just not buy anything? Barbara Phillips said, I'm not going to be a seller on Whatnot, LOL. I enjoy selling on eBay and other platforms. Fair enough. I don't think everybody. James, are you thinking about Whatnot? I know you were thinking about YouTube there for a little bit. I know you have you're super busy with a lot going on. Like, I wonder if you're thinking about it. James, I don't even have a toaster, LOL. I know, my mom's like a kind of a Renaissance woman. She likes to hand wash most of her clothes and hang them in the sun to dry. And, she's a slow cooking type of person. She's someone that has like something on the stove that'll be bubbling all day for dinner later. She's she's just that kind of woman. Oh, Leslie says, I was approached by Whatnot as an influencer. How does that work? Did they reach out to you and say, hey, do you want to sell here? Or do you want to do a video about it, or what? I didn't know Whatnot. Now, I do know in the beginning stages that this is what I knew, I guess, that Whatnot was really looking for influencers, because of course they're a new platform trying to grow. And so who's going to help grow? Well, if I'm on there selling, let's say, and I have a big following, I'm going to bring my people over to Whatnot and they're going to buy on Whatnot. So that makes total sense. But I didn't know they were targeting and reaching out to specific individuals. James says, I want to do Whatnot in my yard, selling from there. You totally could. Have you guys heard this thing? Some people were talking about people selling right from the store, like being in the thrift store and selling from the thrift store. Have you guys heard about that? Jensing89, I just applied. We'll see what happens. Wait till get on something. Did you use the 54321 for that? Alicia from Married Life. Hey, y'all. Whatnot isn't something that interests me much personally. That was my position. Have you been over there, though, and watched some of the auctions? That you were speaking my language, Alicia, because that was me. I was like, no, it just doesn't sound interesting. Like, I'm not interested. Like, I have enough going on. I don't want another thing. It's just not my thing. But then I went over there and started watching, And now I'm like really hooked on Whatnot, like I think many of us are. Oh, mom says something. My mom's texting me. Hold on. I'm just curious, have you been over there and you still feel that way, or are you just not even going over? Don't go over unless you want to start shopping. Mom, you're texting me in the middle of the live. Let me make sure. Oh, thanks, Mom. Did he leave another message? I'll look. Hi, Amy Thompson. Hi, Poshmark and its algos reducing my part-time sales, drain my motivation. Oh, yeah. I've been using Thredup a lot lately, and it's helped my reselling biz. Love your Thredup videos. Bloop, bloop, bloopers. Yeah. So on most of my videos, at the end, I put my bloopers, and I think I call them my bloop, bloop, bloopers sometimes. Thank you. Yes, and what she's referring to with the algorithm, Poshmark has had so much going on lately. I haven't heard about it as much the last month or so, but it's definitely been up in the past few months. That Poshmark made a lot of changes to how they do search, and a lot of sellers feel like they lost a lot of business. So I use Thredup still. I'm just sort of sending a box out every once in a while now. There are things I love about selling on Thredup and things that drive me crazy about selling on Thredup, but it's a great way for me personally to move stuff that I don't want to list, that I get in wholesale boxes or mystery boxes and stuff. So Leslie at A Reseller's Passion said, yes, Whatnot reached out to me. That's how I was approved. I really don't want to do what others are doing all the time. Galaxy contacted me when they started as well. Wow. You know what? I think that's totally fine. It's like Clubhouse. Everybody was going, oh, Quamby, you got to get on Clubhouse. Quamby, I can't believe you're not on Clubhouse. Quamby, here's a link to go get on Clubhouse. And I was like, I'm a part-timer and I do a lot of things. Like most of you, I know I am not special in that at all. We're all very full and busy. And I felt like, okay, well, let me go check it out. And it's like, I went on there a couple times and I listened. I know Leslie's on Clubhouse. I think you still are a lot. It's probably amazing. But I was just like, it didn't take off for me, and everybody's doing it doesn't mean I have to do it. So I think it's all just like choices and information. Do what works for you. Go check it out and see, right? Hi, Seek Joy. Great to see you. And Christy Blocker's in here saying, hey, family, always good to see you. I'm glad you think of us as your reselling family. I love having you stop in the chat. James says, Whatnot reminds me of the original home shopping network. That is so funny, James, because I was trying to explain it to Petey, and it's like, he has no concept of this stuff. He's not like, he's not a reseller. He's sold some stuff, but he's not. And I was like, so he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking at this site, Whatnot, and they do these live auctions, and people like hold up. He's like, how does people hold up their stuff? And then there's an auction. He's like, oh, kind of like the home shopping network. And I was like, yeah, I guess it is kind of like the home shopping network, but with giveaways and thrifted stuff and super low auctions. And I love that it's 30 seconds. Because I don't want to be sitting there listening to somebody. I love when they hit that 30 seconds and it's really fast. Ooh, Timeless Jewel by Deborah. Yes, excited to do the onboarding call with Whatnot on Monday. How long did it take you from applying to getting the I think there's like an interview, and they do an onboarding where they teach you what to do. How long was your process? Just curious. And I know it's different for everybody. Camille said, Mom only has her inactive eBay store. Ha, ha, ha. Camille says, yes, one seller doing shop with me in Goodwill. And Leslie says, yes, I've heard people sell directly from the bins. I wanna see that. I don't understand it. Like, they're in the thrift store and they're like, does anybody want this? And then if someone wants it, they buy it, put it in their cart. Like, how do you know if it has flaws or all that? That's a little bit what I'd be concerned about, because by the time I send an item out to a customer, I've photographed it, I've measured it. I've folded it up and put it in the inventory bag. So there's less chances that I would send out an item with a flaw. But if I just kind of like bought it and if someone bought it from me and I hadn't done any of that, I'd be a little nervous. Let's see. What are you guys talking about over here? Oh, Alicia says, no, I haven't watched any. I have 10 sources of income currently, and I don't want to add a live sale to my plate. 100%. That's totally understandable. And that's where I was. Like, people have asked me even on here, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I got on there somehow. I don't know why. I think it's because right now my work as a psychotherapist, because I work a lot with kids and teens, in the summer it quiets down for a little while, which is good for me because I get a little break myself. So I've had a little more time. So I got on there and I was like, then I got on there again and now I'm hooked. So you might not want to get on there at all. If you know, you definitely don't want to do it, but it is really fun. Geneva is with us. Thredup just lost a big box of my inventory I sent. Actually, they credited it to someone else. Ooh, I've heard of that happening. When I first started selling on Thredup, my friend Rebecca, the reseller, had a course. And so I took the course. She doesn't do the course anymore, but at the time she did. She has other courses, though. There's a link in my description. She has some good courses. But she definitely did a good job of preparing me for Thredup and how they operate and how they do their own thing at Thredup and how they might lose a box, they might lose an item, just the chaos that is Thredup. And so I was a little bit like prepared. Do you do an inventory list for the boxes you send? So I track an inventory list. Like I just, on an Excel spreadsheet, what's in each box. That way, if they lose it, I can hand it to them and say, and they're supposed to pay you what you would have got from the box. So they have credited people. Yeah, so that's one way to do it. Also, you probably haven't, if you've sold other boxes with Thredup, you probably have like an average box cost and maybe they would just give you that. Not the best, as if you sold everything, but Live Style Rewind says, I've been there, but I can't buy anything because I put a shopping ban on myself. I don't really have interest on selling on there either, but fun to watch the action sometimes. Yeah, good for you. Good for you if you can put that like shopping ban. I probably should do something like that. Leslie says, I'm sending 3 boxes to Thredup this week. Yep, I still do the Thredup. Seek Joy says, I can see how it can be addictive. I've been super into buying jewelry from live sales. Yes, my friend Evolving always did a jewelry one. What was like jewelry and handbags, so I got to see what that is like. But other than that, I've been mostly in the clothing, like fashion ones, but they've got everything on there. They've got every type of thing. So vintage, all sorts of stuff. A Reseller's Passion says, I don't hold space anymore on Clubhouse. I usually join others. I talk on occasion. It's too much for me these days. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it changes. Like, I had no interest in whatnot whatsoever, and then I was like, now I have an interest in it. It depends what's going on in your life, where you're at, what's going on in your business. There are times and seasons for things, and that's just the way it goes. So, it only took Deborah a week. She applied and then they contacted her about onboarding in a week. Whoa. I wonder how did you get it done so fast? That's not what I've heard from other people. Valerie J. Kelly says, I'm still waiting on one of my bags sent to them to be sorted. Oh yeah, Thredup. Oh yeah. I have bags, like sometimes they process my bag right away. And I'm like, wow, I just sent it and you're immediately processing it. That's cool. And I have bags that have been sitting there for 4 months. And I just get emails from Thredup saying, sorry, it's taking us such a long time. Like, I have so many outstanding boxes. That's kind of the way it is. Hi, Cindy. Hi, late to the party. That's okay. We're glad you're here. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Deborah says, how do you choose auctions to watch on Whatnot? I haven't been on the app. It is just for the phone. It is phone and computer. I prefer it on the computer because then I can see it. Like I have a hard time doing anything on my little phone. That's just a preference, but it's either. And you can just go to the categories. You're probably going to be interested in the thrift and contemporary category, like because they have baseball cards, Pokemon, like all sorts of stuff. So you want to go to like thrift and contemporary, and then there'll be a whole list of people that are having auctions that day and what time they're going to have it. And you can just look and be like, oh, you'll recognize some YouTubers, probably people from YouTube, and then just people, and they'll have a title, like maybe it's boho stuff they're selling on whatnot. Maybe it's plus size, maybe it's $1 auctions. And I just kind of open it up and take a look, and I see whether I think I'm interested in that one or not. In the beginning, I highly suggest, I went through my list of tips. If you're tuning into this video late, go back to the beginning so you can see my tips for sourcing for your reselling business on Whatnot. But I highly recommend, if you're new, to just go on there and say, I'm not buying anything yet. I'm just going to check out a bunch of different auctions and see who has good prices, who has stuff I'm interested in, what type of auction do I like, what can I score things for. So I would do a little bit of research before you start buying. And then, like I said, if you're going to buy, I try and buy from someone, like I said, that doesn't have too many people in the auction, because then they're going to bid stuff up and it's going to be too expensive, and someone that I can buy multiple things for so I can bundle and get a shipping discount. I don't want to go to anyone's auction and buy one thing, because then I'm paying $3 for the item, but $6 in shipping and tax. It's like not such a great deal. I really want to find one person where I can go in there and buy a bunch of stuff from so that I can get that bundle shipping, but it's still going to add up. It still does add up, because even if it's $2.50 an item, you get 10 items, there's another $10-15 in shipping costs. So be careful. Camille says, I was meaning apply because myself and mom got approved in 2 days, and I just sell eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. It could take a few days as well, or you might wait longer. Well, there you go. You might apply to sell on Whatnot, and it might take 3 months, or it might take 2 days. There you go. I don't think there's I don't think there's some rhyme or reason to it, it sounds like. Good question. One busy mama to you. What is the return policy on Whatnot for the seller and the buyer? I do not know, and that is a really good question. Maybe Camille, who sells on there, or somebody else. Oh, Geneva's saying no returns on Whatnot. No returns. That's a little scary. And I probably should have I'm not someone that's going to return something. If I buy something that's flawed or something, I'm not a returner. If it doesn't fit or I don't like it, I just resell it myself. It's just for me. But, to not be able to, what if, I think a good question might be, if someone sends you a flawed item, like they missed a hole, what's the policy then? Like they might not take returns, but is there a process, a claim process or something on Whatnot? If you get something, and it's got an issue, you should be able to reach out to the seller or something. I do know you can cancel, because when you buy, I immediately get a message and there's something that says request to cancel. So if you have like buyer's remorse real quick, I think you can do something. Leslie says some people are getting accepted by using referral links from other people in the community. That's a really good point. I had heard about that. So if you're really interested in selling on Whatnot, if there's somebody who is already a seller on Whatnot, they have a link and they can give it to you if they think you would be a good addition to the selling community on Whatnot. They get $200 kickback if you do sell on Whatnot and you make a sale. So that's a pretty awesome referral policy, don't you guys think? So just to be clear, if I'm Quemby and I'm selling on Whatnot and I've got my thing going on, and I send a link to Leslie at A Reseller's Passion referring her to sell, if Leslie goes on there and sells and makes a sale, I get $200. That's an awesome. So if you're thinking about applying, maybe, I don't know how you would go about finding a code though, because you have to, how did you do it, Deborah? Timeless Duo by Deborah, she got approved really quick and she was recommended by a friend. So I don't know how you would go about finding a Whatnot seller who will recommend you and give you their link, because they want to make sure, that they're going to refer you. So it's, they probably want to know a little bit about you, but that's a good point. But you can see if you can get someone's referral link, that might help you out. Babette Sabol says, Quemby, are you doing a video on what you bought to resell? I can do that. Do you want me to do a video? I think that's a good idea. I was thinking about it, but I'll write it down. Otherwise, no one ever said it to me. But I was thinking I can do a haul of what I bought to sell and how much it costs me, including shipping and fee and tax. And then we can evaluate and be like, was that a good idea, Quemby? Did you do good sourcing on Whatnot for your reselling business? It kind of like some of the things I bought were expensive. I think you guys will be like, why'd you spend that much? But like I told you, one of my big tips was have another couple of tabs open with eBay and Poshmark so you can look at comps. Like, I know I bought a sweatshirt from somebody on there yesterday. It's the brand Faherty, Faherty. Have you guys heard of it? I paid $15 plus shipping. My total was $18.83. Quemby, why would you spend $18.83 buying a sweatshirt to resell? Well, because I had my eBay tab open and I looked up comps, and these sweatshirts sell between $50 and $75 on eBay from this brand Faherty. So I'm like, okay, I'll spend $20 to sell for $50. I'm still going to make a $20 profit. So you have to look at not only the cost, but what you're actually getting. I do really think that it's really great for people who can't find good stuff sourcing themselves. Maybe you live in a little town and, you don't have great thrift stores and you don't get good brands. You could go on Whatnot and be like, oh, I'm going to find some really good stuff that I can sell and actually make a good profit on and get more customers and more people to my stores. That is so funny, Zoe. I bought a Faherty dress today. How much was it? And Zoe says, I wish I had used a referral link. I applied on my own and got asked to send additional pictures of my inventory. I really hope I get approved. I can't buy anymore? Oh, yeah. Like, I'm not buying anymore. I know. Leslie says, no returns on Whatnot. Plus, check your shipping. It can get expensive. Bundling is your friend. Yes, every single time I go to someone's auction, before I hit that bid button, there's, a little drop down arrow that says shipping, and I check the shipping. Because shipping is usually around $5, $6. That seems to be, if you buy one item, $5, $6. Then additional items have always been like $2.50. So, but it does add up. $2.50 an item is still expensive. If you buy 10 items, you're spending a lot on shipping. So make sure you are mindful of that. Geneva, this is regarding her Thredup box that got lost. I usually do an inventory list, but I got lazy for this box. I had to think, and I sent them a partial list. They offered me $40, had asked for Christy Dawn credit, was hoping for a decent payout. Oh, is this a partner kit for Christy Dawn? Not a regular Thredup box? $40, huh? $40 is like, I send 30-pound boxes to Thredup. That's a lot of inventory. That's a huge box, you guys. Huge. I shove so much stuff in there. That's like for a box where everything doesn't even sell, maybe just some things sell. I think $40. I've never made $40. I always make more than that on a box. And then half the stuff comes back to me because it doesn't sell. I mean, I have some boxes where I've made $40 or $50, but usually I'm making $150, $200 a box that I send to Thredup. So $40, I'd be like, but live and learn. It's part of selling on Thredup. Everybody has a story like that. I mean, I've had them lose items. I've had, yeah, it is what it is over there at Thredup. It's not for the light of heart. Is that the right idiom? Good questions, you guys, about the return policy. I didn't even think of that, so I think that is really good. Oh my gosh, Zoe, with shipping and tax, she paid $9.95 for a Faraday dress. Whoa, good deal. I paid $18.83 for my sweatshirt. I think it'll sell really well, though. It's a super cool style. Leslie's asking, have I purchased anything from Cozy lately? I am not. I'm an affiliate for Cozy. I have not purchased anything from them. I've got some Thredup boxes. I went to the bins, so I have not bought anything from them in a couple of months. So I'm a little bit kind of behind on that. You know, when I go to the bins and I'm there all day, I'm bringing home like a huge amount of inventory. So I'm trying to process that. I've had a lot of other stuff going on, but I still think they're a good option. All right, friends, we're at our hour mark. I won't be here next week. I'm going to be at the coast. If you follow me on Instagram, I will be sharing pictures of me and Petey and my mom and my son Torvald at the Northern California coast. I'll probably put pictures up every day in my stories just so we can, you guys can share along with me a little bit, but I will not be live next Friday for the first time in like months and months. I very rarely miss a Friday, but I'll be back the following, and I really appreciate you being here tonight. If you missed some of this stuff and you are interested in Whatnot, go back to the beginning of the video because there's lots of great tips and tricks for buying on Whatnot. We got a lot of really good feedback from people that are selling there, people that are buying there. So there is a lot of helpful content in this video about Whatnot. So if you're thinking about buying or selling on there, go back and listen to the whole video while you're, you know, steaming your clothes or taking photos or something, because I think there is a lot of good content for people in this video that are interested in Whatnot. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.